Hi everybody, WaxFraud here, and welcome back to the Hardcore Let's Play series. Today we're on episode 19, and we are starting out at the brand new Guardian farm. This thing is absolutely massive, took up so much space, and it took me about a month to build. And another few weeks to actually drain this whole thing too, but right now I am here for one reason and one reason only. This ghast, he needs a name. He is nameless right now. I'm going to name him Gastro, and that was actually a name that you guys put in the comment section down below. I loved all of the name suggestions that you guys had in the last video. Thank you for throwing them out there. Gastro's going to stay here for a little bit, and I'll use this as a little garage for him, and we'll come back every once in a while to pick him up and use him for some adventures. Down here is where we're going to be storing all of our prismarine variants, and it is just so cozy down here. Our mini auto storage system is now overflowing into these other chests, and we just have way too many items. But at least we have plenty of prismarine for the next few builds. One thing I thought this place was missing was a little bit of life down at the bottom, so I brought some brown eggs and I brought some blue eggs. I'm going to throw some chickens down here. Get some yellow chickens down in here too. These guys are going to be able to roam free for eternity. I'm pretty sure that this drained monument slash guardian farm is the largest structure that I've ever made, so again, I appreciate you guys for sticking through it with me. We do have another ghast at the starter house that we need to name. Let's head back there real quick. He is just currently sitting there nameless. I'm gonna leave the Guardian farm for a bit today. It feels good to not be in this zone for just a moment. I've been spending so much time over here in the ice spike biome. Today, as you can probably tell from the video title, we are building an auto storage system, but we have a couple of things to take care of first. This guy over here is going to remain tied up to the starter house for a bit, and his name is going to be very fitting. Rick Ghastly, welcome to the world. So now we have Gastro all the way back at the Guardian farm and Rick Ghastly back here at the starter house. I have two more names for some ghasts, but we only have two ghasts, so that means it's time to go to the nether. We're going to get a couple more of them. Bring some fire res with me. I just need to find a soul sand valley real fast, and it should be no problem. We haven't checked too far past the initial nether fortress that we found, so I'm going to fly back over here a little bit. I see a lot of nylium that we can take out. I still plan on using all the nylium I can for all of the custom ponds in the overworld. Unfortunately, it just takes a long time to mine. This delta is absolutely huge, but I'm trying to slide past this to find a soul sand valley. There's going to be one back here. This ghast is supposed to be happy. Dude, you seem pretty angry. Let's get you out of here. Picked up his tier, which we can use later on to make even more ghast, but right now I'm just kind of focused on finding them. I see some soul sand. We just need to get down to the bone blocks. Hopefully there is a couple of dried ghast down, and there's another angry ghast up here. Sir, you're gonna have to go. Those guys are just way too loud. They are ruining the vibe down here. Where are these little dried ghasts at? It's so fun seeing all of the new territory, all of the lava falling from the ceiling. It's just magical. I will say, though, I've been flying around for a while, and I'm having a tough time finding these soul sand valleys. We might have to resort to just crafting the ghasts ourselves. Found a very hidden bastion all the way in this warped forest. That's kind of cool. I like this out here. Let's go right back where we started. I'm going to get in through the attic. I need 16 ghast tiers for 2 new ghasts. We'll head to the basement to get some soul soil or soul sand. I'm pretty sure either or work. Wow, I got to stop bumping into everything. I still can't get over how you can just craft a mob in this game now, especially a ghast. It's unreal. 1 little baby dried ghast, 2 little baby dried ghasts. Alright, let's take these guys out. Instead of creating a new pool for them, what I'm going to do is just set them right down here in the pond next to the starter house. This seems nice enough. Got you right there. Let's get the other one right here. The little noises they make are just insane right from the start. I will name these guys as soon as they grow up. I need them to get hydrated. While we're waiting on this, I'm going to do a little bit of explaining for this episode. I have an auto storage system plan in mind, but it's got to be built far away from the starter house because, I mean, the FPS around here, you may have noticed the past few episodes, it has been dropping a little bit. And that's because, well, if I show my hitboxes here, you can see we have storage for so many items on the main floor. We have storage for so many items on the second floor of the house. Also, what's going on, Rocks? I never say what's up to you anymore, but that is a crime. I should not be doing that. He's been chilling here for weeks. We also have a bunch of storage up in the attic, which we just don't really need. And especially down in the main storage room, what I'd like to start doing down here is taking out a lot of these double chests and barrels from the house and replacing them with some small exhibits for passive mobs. We already kind of did that with the bees over here and all their beehives, but we could get some more, like the allays. They could definitely use a little bit of an enclosure. But we have storage on both sides over here. It's just way too many double chests, way too many item frames. I'd like to get my frames per second back up. All of the plants have been stored back here too, and this isn't necessarily as bad because it's all barrels, but the item frames, that's really what does it. So we need to find a spot where this would fit perfect, and I'm thinking somewhere behind the resin farm and Waxteros, we could get it to fit. It needs to be far away enough from the starter house that I can't feel the FPS drop, but close enough that it doesn't feel like I have to fly too far. I'm thinking just barely on the other side of this train that takes us to the raid farm we could build something. Over here we're chilling at negative 1200, negative 530. I wonder if we have a tunnel underground that takes us this far. Gonna head back down to my basement so that I can get to my deep slate mines. Passing through the storage room, gotta say what's up to Eggworth. How you doing, buddy? We've spent a lot of time recently working on the iron farm tunnel. This thing is huge. It's 1100 blocks long, but if we want to go north, we have not worked on this tunnel at all yet. I want to see if it actually goes all the way to the location that I was above. I'm going to take it easy. Creepers could just be falling from anywhere out here. I do not want to get blasted into the lava. Oh, we got diamonds right there and diamonds over there. We've got a baby zombie over there trying to get to me. No way, dude. You are not getting out here. We even have diamonds all the way up there, but we are almost at the coordinates, negative 1100 and negative 500, but I'm starting to think this might be a little bit too deep. We have too much lava that we would have to take out. This place just might be a little bit too dangerous. We could build it a little bit closer to the grass. I want to build some entrances for the ghasts as well, so we need to leave at least like 4x4 spaces open in the ceiling, and that would require me maybe just building it a little bit closer to the grass in the first place. The ghasts are not very fast, and taking them all the way down to the bedrock would be a very slow process. So I'm going to fly on the other side of this lake. We have a little birch forest over here. This is nice flat land that we can use as an entrance up top. I think if I just dig straight down and away from this water, we should have plenty of room. Getting away from the water, so I'm just going inland a little bit further. What's up, sheep? How you doing? What's up, pig? How you doing? Right here seems kind of nice. Out in the open, if I'm flying over, I should be able to see this little spot no problem. I think I want to start right here with the center. Just need something big enough that I can fly in and out of with ease on top of the ghast. Only 5 layers down, we have hit the stone, which means we got to bring out the beacon. I always forget the iron ingot that I need to make haste to, and I just noticed we have ocean ruins right next to where we decided to build. Let's go, I'll be checking these out. Here's our little spot in the birch forest. I'm gonna perch right here. Boom, 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 boom. And where's the beacon? It is right there. Let's power this guy on. Let's get haste 2 right away. I'm thinking if we just go down about maybe 10, 15 blocks from the top, like right about here, this is gonna be a good ceiling. We've already hit a cave. There's gonna be some creepers popping. Yep, there we go. This is not good. These caves are gonna be active. We are gonna have to light all these up. Mr. Skeleton, you're gonna have to be gone. Thank you, sir. Okay, we have another skeleton. You're gonna have to be gone too. Thank you. And now there's a creeper. Sir, get out. Thank you, sir. Just get out. My goodness. All right, let's light this. There's just gonna be endless stuff spawning. And a spider. Okay, we have one of everything down here. Hopefully these guys just let me mine in peace. And considering Minecraft is updating the game frequently, we might want to make some space for future updates too. We have brought this out all the way to the walls. I have a nice square going here so we can have a center location for the ghast to bring us down and to start putting in the auto storage in each direction. The whole room is almost squared out except for this one obstacle, this giant lake that's connected to this cave down here. I think I'm gonna have to use some sponges to take the water out, but before I do anything, I would like to kind of light up a little bit more of this back area. I started lighting it up a little bit, but I don't know if there's any creepers up here, so we gotta just torch it all up. Then we lay all the sponges in. I'm glad I brought a whole stack. There's a lot more water in here than I thought there was gonna be. Taking me back to episode 17, where we spent way too much time draining the ocean monument. Gotta lay a couple torches back here. There should only be a little bit left. I think that's the last crevice. When you place enough sponges in a cave, they start to kind of make their own biome. Now with all the water gone, we can open this right up. The square may look pretty large right now, but believe me, once we have 8 different rows of auto-sorting system, it is going to take up quite a bit of space. And as soon as copper golems are added to the game, we are getting them placed right down in here. I can't wait. Also, the new shelves that just got announced. I am so excited. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a new building block. We have a lot of blocks to put back. Is the andesite filled up? Yeah, it is. We have overfill right here. At the end of this project, we're gonna have a lot of cobblestone and stone, so it's kind of good that we're giving it a bigger place to store. We ended up with quite a bit of coal, lapis, and copper, so that's kind of nice for a future build with the copper, but I think it's been long enough to go get that gas. They had to have been born by now. My dude, what are you doing in there? Get out of the polar bear pen. Hold on, let's get a lead. The other one is currently missing, but we're gonna find it. Well, it looks like he made his own way out. Let's get a little bit over this way. Alright, you're gonna be stuck to the starter house for the moment, and I gotta find the other gasling. Never mind, I actually think this one was the one that was inside, unless this one is just stuck. This one is stuck on the amethyst. Get over here, buddy. You're gonna get tied up to the house as well. I gotta make some harnesses. Right now, I thought it'd be best to make a light blue harness and then an orange harness as well. These are gonna look pretty nice. And while we're waiting for these guys to grow up, we might as well just get these little gaslings named. This one's gonna be Boo. Guys, thank you for putting these names in the chat again. And this one's gonna be Marshmallow. We spelled it a little bit different because these guys are just way too chill. Considering how helpful these guys are with building the new mega projects, these happy ghasts are one of the new best mobs in the game. And I mean, look at them. How can you not like them? For materials for the auto sorting system, starting off, we're going to need a bunch of chests. We're going to need way more than this. Then we're going to go upstairs. I need redstone and redstone torches, but we also need a lot of repeaters and a lot of comparators. And I'm definitely bringing a stone cutter with me. I need to take a lot of the stone that we've gathered and turn them into stone bricks, or at least chiseled stone bricks, so that we can use them for the farm. Whoa, okay, we just saw him grow right in front of us. He just exploded. Let's get the orange harness over here on Martin. I'm gonna get the light blue harness over here on Boo, and oh, looking good, dude. And then the orange harness, this is gonna go on Marshmallow if you can get back down here. Making me fly up on my own roof. I don't have any snowballs with me right now to be able to get him over here. And I'm on top, and boom, you have a harness. So I'm gonna let these guys free, and if I can, hold on, if I can take this other lead right... Whoa, wait a second. Let's take both of these guys, and I'm gonna get on Boo. Did not mean to set him free. I'm trying to get up the stairs real quick so I can... There we go. All right, let's get out of here. So Boo is slowly going to take us to the auto sorting system, and Marshmallow is just going to follow behind on the lead the entire way. This is going to take a while, too, because we got like 1,000 blocks to go. We're leaving Rick Ghastly back there all by his lonesome. We need someone to protect the house, though. And now that we have 4 ghasts with us, I think it's safe to say that we're going to be getting a ghast sanctuary soon. 3 hours later. 17 hours later. Man, that took a really long time. You can kind of see we've cleared out a little bit of space with the birch. I just want a nice little landing pad. The ghasts are going to be able to chill right at the entrance of the auto storage system for a little bit. I'm going to go right here. Let's get some of the acacia wood and... Whoa, hold on a second. Did anybody just see that? That was crazy. The lantern that I just used disappeared, and okay, I got it back. Gotta make sure Boo is on this side. Let's get a lead right there, and you are connected. And I opened this up wide enough that when it's decorated, it'll be a 7x7 square, and the ghasts look like they will fit just fine. Thank you guys for escorting me here, I appreciate you, but now it's time to get some of the redstone components in here. I'm gonna mark the exact middle point and go out each direction with the sea lanterns that we made in the last episode. This will get each hallway lit up, and I'm probably just going to bring the floor up to the sea lantern level. I've never really been able to use these sea lanterns in bulk, so I'm still obsessed. We have such a large abundance. I'm going to count out 9 blocks and make a circle. This will be 19 blocks all the way around. Let's get 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to build anything inside of the circle, but right on the outside is where the auto sorting systems are going to meet. Before we get started, let's turn a bunch of this stone into chiseled so that we can use it for the farm. I am going to close it all off so it doesn't really matter which block we use, but you know, if I'm going to be stepping back behind the scenes, I'd like it to look a little bit nice. We're going to start out with a couple of rows of chests kind of staggered on top of each other. And these are only going to filter into each other if we are using a row of hoppers. One more row of hoppers up top before we get some temporary blocks to throw some of these hoppers into. At the top, we're going to have some comparators pointing directly at the hoppers. Then we pretty much cover the rest of the top here with some redstone dust. I was actually moving a little bit too quick. First things first, we got to get the repeaters down here. Then I'm going to crawl in here. Perfect. We just need to line the redstone torches up. I'm thinking we need to have this set up about 3 or 4 blocks away from the center so we can give the hallway a little bit of a larger feeling. Just want to have a little bit more space when I'm walking through. Let's just get some of the chiseled down the side. And I'm going to start getting this auto sorting system replicated as well. We got to get this done on each of the directions. So we're not just chilling on some stone down here. Right under where the redstone torches are, I've added some sea lanterns, pale oak, and spruce to give it a little bit of color back here. I'm not going to be spending too much time back there, but I figured, you know what, let's just get it a little bit decorated. I'm thinking about having 25 or just 20 rows of chests. That way we can have 20, 50, and then times 4, that would be 200 total items that we could fit in here. Just need to keep on adding more chests and duplicating the farm as it is. I'm extending the chiseled stone floor. This is 16 and 17 blocks right here, so I need to go out about 8, maybe 9 more blocks to give myself one more row of room. I have a spruce pillar lining up in the corner. I'm going to go 1 block behind that, and then we'll create our wall. Insta-mining with efficiency 5 is never going to not be satisfying. And wait a second. Did the Enderman just leave a grass block down here? Are there any more? Is this it? Dude, come on. We just started the project, and the Enderman is already trying to grief. What is going on here? Also, I think the stone and cobblestone and other variants are just going to go in this row, so I might as well just start putting away some of the stone right now. I was just thinking, if we take this circle and go out 1 more block, we could leave ourselves with a bunch more room. So I'm going to actually take out all of these chests and hoppers that are facing the circle. Take out the chiseled back here. Now we're going to be able to breathe quite a bit more. And that leaves us with a little more room to place some sculk on the sides, and you know the sculk is going on the ceiling as well. It definitely has to. Got some extra sponges back here. Hopefully that clears up the rest of the water, and we can open it back up to the auto storage system. Let's dig the rest of this out. We don't have too much left, and yep, never mind, we have more water. Let's take you out. Let's take you out. You're gonna have to go, dude. At least a couple more levels of water is gonna have to go. We're just making new caves all over again. Light the corner up for now so nothing spawns back here. Also, maybe just light up this cave a little bit. Then we can start to expand the chiseled stone base. Throw some in the back to complete the redstone. Throw the redstone torches up. We gotta get these chests in place as well. Then we can slap all the comparators down, and we have enough redstone dust to get back here. Oh wait, hold on, actually I need to open this back up. We did not get the repeaters in. That would be pretty important. We can get the chiseled stone back in place, then we can put the redstone in. The last row of hoppers is almost in place, and 2, 1, nice. Before we get the hoppers all the way at the top so that we can get the items sorted and filtered through, we probably should get a little bit of decorating going. We have 25 rows on each side, which means 200 items can be sorted individually here, but we kind of need to make this place look a little bit nicer. The numbers don't really matter when this place could look a little bit better than it currently does. I'm moving these pillars out by 1 block just to make the center room a little larger. This is going to be the most fun part of this build by far. I mean, I do love redstone. It is cool to be able to know how to get all the redstone hooked up, but I mean, decorating is so much more fun. Now that we're up tall enough, the ceiling is going to have to go soon. I do want enough room to be able to walk around up here. Let's take a couple of these sea lanterns out. They're going to be in the way of a wall. I'm going to bring the pale oak over here, and then we can build it up. I think pale oak as a wall would look great behind the spruce pillars. Also, we need to be able to cover up this redstone. I don't want to be able to see the farm all the time, so this is going to work perfectly. Just got to continue moving all the way around. This thing is turning out to be way bigger than I thought it was going to be. 200 individual items is a lot. It's going to feel amazing once we move all of the items from the house over to this storage system. Then we can get our FPS back. That is the main goal, and I can't wait for that to happen. But first things first, we make this place look nice and pretty. We could actually get it moved over by 1, and it goes right into the sea lanterns. These guys are going crazy right now. I mean, you guys are just choosing to get stuck in this hole. You could be roaming free around the grass right now, but nope. I like the position of these doors, but the stairs might end up being right here, so we might have to move them, but let's just see how it looks. Let's take these 3 out and make the staircase 3 blocks wide. Connect the 2 sides. I'm going to take out these ones under here too. I'm not even sure why I'm placing them like that. All just temporary blocks, no big deal, but nice. We have 2 stairways that'll connect, and okay, I like this quite a bit. strip all the wood we can. That way the spruce stairs look good in the corners. We are going to have to get to that later. I'm going to take all of the hoppers with us right now, and we are going to move on to the sorting of all of the items. All of the hoppers need to move in one single direction so that they follow the shulker or the chest that I placed the items into initially. So we're going to have about a line of about 250 hoppers that need to go all the way around. I'm going to have to dig into this wall a little bit so that the hoppers can comfortably reach behind the farm and they can be out of sight. We'll cover this wall back up eventually, but for now I need to be able to see what's going on. All the way back down another row we go. I can't believe we have to use this many hoppers. And I just counted out all of the chests that we're using right here. It's absolutely insane. So we have 8 chests per item, and there's 25 rows in 8 different rows. So that's about 1,600 chests. And that is absolutely insane. I've never once made a storage system this large. I'm pretty excited. And of course, we hit more water. I need to get the sponges again. We have run into a lot more water than we normally do in these caves. Hold on, now I'm stuck. Let's get back here, and no more water, please. And now back to our regular scheduled programming of placing as many hoppers as possible. We don't want all the hoppers to be open because they'll start causing some FPS issues over here as well, so we're going to cover them all up with some stone. I don't think the walkway is going to go back this far anyways. I want there to be a small arch here, and I'm just going to start out with some new colors. I haven't used any black stone yet, so let's see what this looks like. Followed by some mud brick slabs. I always forget how squelchy these things sound when you're placing them. Then we're going to hop into using some of the polished basalt. This stuff always looks nice. I'm going to tie the ceiling together with the floor by adding some skulk up here too for a Starry Night effect. And bring these down the full length of the hallway. And then on the outside of the skulk, we're just going to use some amethyst to round off the edges. Let's go down the length of the hallway again. Placing the amethyst blocks is never going to get old. I love that sound. I do want to get some of the stairs here to round off the corners, and of course we're going to get some spruce trap doors on the sides. We can line these up every other block on the top layer. Then we have one gap down here. I don't want to be able to get back to this other side of the farm, so we're going to cover it up with some trap doors and some slabs on the bottom layer. Instead of using the stripped spruce logs again, I figured we could switch it up down here. Not too bad so far. This is cool, taking a step back. I love the pale oak inside of the spruce, but I feel like the ceiling needs a little bit more light. I have a small oak pathway that I'm trying to build up to over here though, so the arch does lead into some random oak blocks. Let's see if we can cover it up with some dark oak before we start to get any of the lighting in. I think we can move some stairs into some slabs, and then move those slabs into some dark oak trap doors to cover up that path. Now that looks much better, a little bit more organized. At least we can't see the path anymore. And now we have space to be able to place some levers with 2 spaces in between. We can get an end rod in the middle and another one right there. Boom. This is one of my favorite ways of lighting up the world. I love end rods. Not only can they hang, but they can be used as horizontal lighting as well. Just a random thought, but it would be pretty cool if we could have other stones be used for the levers as too, rather than just the cobblestone, because I think it would look pretty good with some black stone levers coming down. Looks like the Enderman came back to try to help us decorate. Sir, I don't really need any grass down here. I appreciate the Enderman for trying to help, but they don't really do too much. Doing a little bit more harm than good, I might say. Last thing I wanted to do to the floor before we start getting some items in these hallways is place some furnaces down every other block. Ooh, I like this. It makes the chiseled stone pop a lot more. Just saw this guy out of the corner of my eye. It looks like he's trying to help decorate too. Let's make the center a little bit more cozy by adding some torch flowers on top of the deco pots. I'm going to start covering up this middle spot. We could use slabs to get up to the doorway, and the doorway itself could be made out of mangrove doors. Let's slap one here and here. Perfect. We have 2 Endermen back there now, and they are going to be trapped because they don't know how to open doors. If they could learn how to open doors like velociraptors, that would just be terrifying. I am very eager to get all of the items in here, but just a couple more things to do while decorating. I mentioned I was going to get some bubble elevators up to the 2nd level, but I think maybe we should just use some scaffolding. We don't need to have bubble elevators in every building. Sometimes my modes of transportation are a little overused, but this time I think we should just go back to some basics. A lot of the redstone is still exposed, but soon we're going to make a barrier wall so that we can hide it. We're getting some dark oak trapdoors and slabs above the spruce to put a railing on top of so we can't just run right off the oak. I'm thinking spruce fence will do just fine, except in the corner we're going to leave an opening so I can walk in and out. And for the second floor path, I thought it'd be cool if in between the oak planks we put some chiseled bookshelves. These are still one of my favorite flooring or ceiling blocks to be added to the game. To help cover up the back, I think some walls of bookshelves are going to make it seem a lot more colorful. We need to bring this area to life. I would like to make it just a regular survival base up top. If we spread them out by 5, it's actually perfect. I can bring the oak log into the back and raise it right up into the corner. Add some libraries to the corner as well. We're going to use some different blocks later in between, but man, I just love the way all the books look. Maybe if we went back 1 row, we could add a little bit more depth. If I could stop falling, that'd be pretty nice. Let's take these out. We'll use chiseled for the 4th row of flooring, and we can move back the library books by 1. That way we don't accidentally hide the corner oak log, and that's looking very nice. Got a small reading nook back here. We just need to get this replicated. We'll have to take out that stone in order to put the chiseled bookshelves in, but that also means we have a comparator that's turned on. We need to take that stone out and turn that back off. If we don't clear those out, all of the item sorters are just going to sort stone. These middle parts will be fun to decorate. If we don't get the library in, I definitely want to use these note blocks, and we could use some shelving in here as well. And like I said, I wanted this to be a little bit of a starter base area, so if we add some furnaces in, I think that would be helpful. For now, we'll use lanterns to help spice up the top floor, and if we actually hop down, lanterns can spice up down here as well. And in the corners where we're not using any lanterns, above the doors, let's get some of the campfires down here. Boom and boom. That's looking nice. For some reason lately, I've been thinking that doorways and entryways feel a little empty without an awning over them. I want to complete the floor, but we should get rid of all of these chests and shulker boxes with all of our materials first, and that means maybe starting to sort some of the items. We have the stone and the cobblestone already in their respective spots, but we're going to do something a little different. In the starter house, we had item frames labeling what was where, but here we're just going to use the item itself. In order to get the sorting system to work correctly, what I need to do is place a stack of the cobblestone in here, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 of the stone. The slots in the hopper need to be taken up by a different block completely, so we are going to use stone for everything except for the stone itself. We will use cobblestone, and you'll notice it just went from 45 to 41. So we can get cobblestone, stone. I'm going to use the stone bricks. We got chiseled stone. We got smooth stone that I can put right here as well. And then we can just move right into stones like andesite, granite, diorite. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I'm going to have troubles figuring out where I want everything to be stored. But after we use all the main blocks, we can switch into the slabs and the stairs and the walls of each variant. We collected a lot of copper and a lot of coal when we were digging out these hallways. Not too bad, though. We have enough to last a while just from this dig alone, but here comes the fun part. I need to start transferring a lot of the stone over into the storage. And what do you know? We got a wandering trader. What do you got for me, buddy? A little bit of acacia, some pale hanging moss, some dyes, white tulips. I mean, I don't really need any of this, but I do need your leads. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Get out of here. That lead is mine, and that lead is... Wait. The lead is mine, sir. Thank you. I'll take that leather, too. Boo, you saw nothing, and Marshmallow, you also saw nothing. I'm out of here. Just focusing on the main goal, which is increasing the FPS at the starter house. It has gone down significantly since episode 1. And hopefully right now is the moment that we get to change that. I'm gonna hop down through the water. Oh, I just hit the dock. It's so funny. A lot of the times I never really make a safe landing. Actually, the one time I popped a totem in this world is when I hit the ground just a little bit too hard. Kinetic energy will get you. You gotta be careful. Let's focus on getting the stone first and the cobblestone. Well, I can see an increase in FPS already. Wouldn't that be awesome if it just started working right away? The FPS goes up immediately. Filling up shulker box after shulker box. Got all the stone. Perfect. Now we can move on to the cobblestone. We are making a giant mess down here. But I love the fact that every chest we break and move, we are increasing our frames per second almost exponentially. Once we move down the line and get the deep slate over there too, we'll probably start to feel it the most. Time to make 1,000 trips back and forth. This is going to be great. Trip by trip, we are going to bring shulker box after shulker box to get all this sorted. The next one over, we'll use stone bricks. Got to line these up with 1 block of stone. Then the fun continues. Let's start loading it all up. Couple trips back and forth, and it starts to look pretty nice. You might see an out-of-place lodestone, but since we craft those from the chiseled stone, I figured let's put them right next to each other. Instead of sorting them by block shape, I figured let's get all of the block types and keep them together. So we're going to go usually just the blocks, then into the slabs, then into the stairs, followed by the walls. The reason for the iron trapdoor is because gravel will just fall like that, so we got to keep it up here. The first row is going to be mostly just made up of the stones that we get from the overworld, except for bricks. I know you can't naturally just get brick by mining it, you have to craft it, but I don't know, I figured we had 4 slots left here and we have 4 brick types. Everything right now is fitting in here perfectly. Now we just need to fly back home again and again, get some deep slate probably now. I'd like to get that around the corner. Seems like our frames are coming in as we pass the turtles into the storage room. This is great. Although it is weird to see all of this unfinished where the chests used to be. I'm going to move into the woods soon, but I figured we got to get the rest of the stone right here. Also the tuff, there's so many different new tuff variants. So far, we've taken about 3.5 stacks of chests from here, plus the item frames, so this is good work that we're doing right now. Let's just start with the regular cobbled deep slate. We'll take the regular deep slate with us as well. We don't have too much, so why not? Gotta hop back behind the scenes. Oh, wait, looks like we added a... Yep, there's already a stone in there. That is misplaced, but we're gonna go back and get 1 stone in each of the right spots. Just takes a couple of bings, bangs, booms, and bops to get the comparators lit up. We'll get the deep slate loaded up on this right side, and on the opposite side, I think I'm gonna go with more of the dirt and grassy type blocks. But first, we gotta finish all of this naturally generated stone that we collect. These hallways are starting to look a little bare if we go back here. This one is as well. We have a little bit of moss to bring back still with us, and I keep on breaking the cherry logs back there. The pale oak is coming with us too. The moss carpet and pale moss carpet might as well come too. We can just set them right next to their blocks. In order for the carpet to be placed up towards the top here, I need to place a string down here and here. Then I can safely place the carpet right on top of the string. And I love the unintentional effect, too, of the moss carpet bringing the gray specks up into the packed mud. I am so easily distracted. I just realized that I had nothing on top of the amethyst blocks down here, and I figured let's just get some medium and large amethyst buds over them. I guess anything to keep me from completing the build, but it looks way better on the floor, and it might look even better up here if I can get some of the birch buttons in between some of these trapdoors. It's looking marvelous up on the ceiling. A lot of other blocks are finished in this row. We have all of the tuff variants set up, and then we move into some of the mangrove roots into the mud, because I figured those are kind of compatible. A lot of the items in this row are of the tuff variants. We have pretty much all of them in, except there are 5 open slots right here. Let's go here. We're going to do the pale moss carpet, get the pale moss blocks, and then the moss carpet into the moss blocks. We'll let these go down to 41, but there's one right here. This one is empty. If I can get back into the door. Okay, so I want to show you guys the missing block right here. Boom. This is supposed to be mycelium, and I have not found a mushroom island yet. Which means from now on, we're going to keep our eyes out. There could be one 1,000 blocks away. There could be one 10,000 blocks away. We just got to keep an eye out. For now, I'll get the dirt back up there. I have the dirt away from the grass because I don't want the grass to spread into the dirt. The rooted dirt in between or the coarse would have been fine. We actually kind of have too much dirt, so I'm going to go get some gravel and make some more coarse dirt. We can start to use this for more pathways. I love being able to craft the coarse dirt. You don't have to travel to all the taigas to be able to dig it all out. You can just do this. Also, oh man, I just realized earlier that you can craft andesite. How did I not know that you can craft andesite out of diorite and cobblestone? Also, in case you didn't know, you can craft diorite with cobblestone and nether quartz. This is just insane to me. I don't know how I didn't know this. You'll learn something new every day. Now we have an abundance of coarse dirt to use for pathways in the future. Alright, well this is virtually done. We should have 50 items, but we don't have the mycelium, so it's 49 items in this hallway. And guess what? The tuff took up a lot of space. So did the deep slate. The deep slate and tuff took up pretty much an entire row. Then we go into the muddy blocks that go to the moss into the dirt and grass. I'm going to set that to the side for now and focus on a brand new hallway where we need to start focusing on the wood. We'll start with the oak. I brought some back from a recent long play build. And by the way, thanks for watching the long plays. You guys rock. But we'll have the logs, the stripped logs, the planks and the slabs, the oak fence gates, the fences, trapdoors, and even the doors. I think I'm going to keep all of the button types in their own section for now, maybe do a separate storage for the buttons, but let's get moving here. We can go into the planks and then the slabs, then the stairs. The doors are going to look a little awkward up there, so I might not do that, but as far as the trap doors go and the fences and the fence gates, these are going up here. Now we just need to go behind the scenes. Luckily, I've left a couple of the walls open for a situation like this where we need to hop back and start putting in all of the respective items. We'll let these filter down, and then we can move on to the next wood type, probably moving into spruce. Back to the storage room again. We have lots of spruce logs and all the other variants to grab. Let's slap all the item frames out, get our FPS rising a little bit more, and give me the chest. Give me all the chests. It's still so strange seeing all this empty space. I can't put the spruce right here. I'm going to start one over because I completely forgot about the hanging signs, which I realize right now do not connect to chests because they're not really a full block. So let's get a chain hanging right there, and boom. It's going to bother me a little bit with the spruce trapdoor missing, but it's worth it for organizational purposes. Slap it with a bing, we'll get a bang, we'll get a boom up there, and you know what, we'll even get a bop. I am now coming to the realization that we definitely don't have enough room for all of this wood. We have the dark oak, the jungle, the oak, and the spruce already in place, but when we get down here, the birch and the acacia get cut off. So there's only one thing left to do. We need to expand this hallway about 15 blocks, that way we can fit the rest of the wood in. Now we can add more cobblestone to the infinite cobblestone collection. Behind the scenes again, under the crawl space, gotta take back this wall also. Back at the Guardian farm real quick, I need to make a bunch of sea lanterns, so let's get maybe 2 stacks. That should just about do it. Let's be on our way. Flying to and from this build is never gonna get old. I love this build. This hallway almost doubled in size. I had to bring it down by about 25 new blocks. Let's get the sea lanterns all the way down to the edge. That'll keep everything bright in the middle, and the thing is, it was a little bit thrown off because of the bamboo. I completely forgot that there were mosaic planks, slabs, and stairs, so now there's 3 extra blocks on this side. And I completely forgot about the regular block of bamboo before it gets stripped. I'm gonna throw that right there just so it fits in with the rest of the bamboo with 1 extra slot down here that, you know, maybe we could just put regular bamboo on. We're just gonna have to use an item frame for this bamboo and probably some other saplings. But that leaves 4 extra spaces on this side. Why is it that bamboo is the only wood type to get the mosaic variants? Like, why can't we have mosaic mangrove? Why can't we have mosaic acacia or spruce? What's going on? Now we need to go behind the scenes again. Luckily, there's a little bit of a path right there to go through. And the bamboo, let's get this in the slot. You guys might notice that I did not use the stone. I'm using cherry buttons now because I'm not going to throw any buttons into this build. I'm thinking about having a separate storage for all of the buttons, so all of the other blocks are going to come in here, but no buttons, not even the stone buttons. We've completely emptied out this side of the storage. It looks so strange. I loved having all the chests here, but I mean, it's going to be nice having something new here for sure. Now it's time to head into the nether. I've already taken out some of the chests that were not being used, but time to move a lot of these black stone blocks. There's like 15 different black stones, so that's going to take up at least half of one of the rows. The blackstone is pretty straightforward. We can get all these types in here, as well as the basalt. I'm moving the smooth basalt right next to them because, I mean, why not? They look so much like each other. But there's something that's got me thinking right now. I'm not sure if I want the warped stem and crimson stem to be in the nether blocks, or should I make some new rows for them with all the other wood? Decisions on decisions. We also need to make room for some of the regular blocks like the sand and stuff too. You know what? I'm going to start with the clay on this side, and then we'll work our way down with the sand and sandstone blocks. We'll get these figured out before we start to work in the crimson and the warped stem. I never build with sandstone too often, which is a crime. I should be building with it more. The polished, or what is that? That's the cut sandstone. And the chiseled sandstone, I mean, it just looks great. Now, all the sand by itself takes up 8 chests. We're definitely going to have to bring this one down a little bit. No doubt about it. More blocks to mine. Always more blocks to mine. Now we have the hallways extended by about 15 to 25 each. There are now over 260 items being sorted in here. I originally thought I had enough room, but boy was I wrong. Let's just close this up right here. In the back, we've pretty much closed off this area too. I was going to use furnaces, but I think what I could do is just maybe get some cherry wood under here. While making this, I discovered that I have the most cherry logs out of any wood type, so let's make some stairs. I seriously didn't realize how little I've been using cherry wood this entire series, but we really got to start kicking it into gear. I originally had some spruce down here, but I decided to take it out. That hallway was just a little bit too long. I can't even walk under this chiseled anyways, but you know what? Let's close this up with more pale oak to tie it into the floor. And while building this, I also rediscovered a few blocks that I had just completely forgotten about, like smooth red sandstone and the slabs. Oh my gosh, I mean, the stairs too, these are great blocks. The last few items to sort, I can't believe we actually have 260 plus items in here now. We have 3 empty slots right across from the red sandstone, and I think I know exactly what could fit. My elytra and my silk pickaxe are pretty low on durability, so you know what, let's just take a quick pit stop at the weaponsmith trading hall and get those mended up. Scratch that, I don't have any iron on me, I only have emeralds, so let's go to the mason trading hall. Luckily we have plenty of trading halls and still plenty more to make too. Alright, these guys better get ready to trade. I got a stack of emeralds ready. I'm just gonna buy some quartz. You guys are just far too kind. We don't want to accidentally break the pickaxe, that would just be terrible. I am heading under the stairs here because we have a secret little stash of items. Right behind them is a bunch of obsidian, so you know what? I think it's about time we get this out of the starter house. We've collected far too much not to put any in there, and you know what? We have some crying obsidian as well, let's just put it on down there. Right next to the sculk, these are going to look great, and we have one more for another item. I can't really think of anything else I would want to put here though. All of the flowers and foliage, everything like that, I would like to keep at the starter house, and random items that I get from mob pickups, I think I'll keep back at the starter house as well. Everything seems to have come together though, and since we're not currently expanding at the moment, I can finally start to decorate these walls. We basically have an infinite amount of the cracked polished black stones, so I'm going to make a gate out of these for the meantime. I want the end of the hallways to still have that dark cave feeling, and I like the idea of using a block that's not from the overworld but still looks like it's from a cave. Here's the Enderman again to help decorate. Just placing grass everywhere. My dude, why are you doing this to me? You son of a gun, he just did it as I was turned around. Why? I'm gonna make the center floor resemble the weaponsmith trading hall roof, so I'm gonna grab some more tough stairs and some tough brick stairs. Combining these with the mossy cobblestone stairs and the mossy stone brick stairs, it makes for a good floor with water that can flow through it. We just gotta make sure that we are keeping everything symmetrical. Then when we move to the center, I'm thinking about possibly just getting a farm down there so we could treat this as more of a survival base. And after a little bit, we finally have all of the stairs and blocks placed in this maze fashion here, and I can finally fill it up with some water. I think the water gives it a nice touch, and I hope I didn't miss any spots here, but we're going to find out eventually. I'm going to slap some dirt down in the middle, because we are going to make a farm in here. It's all turned into farmable land, and it's getting hydrated because the water is touching the dirt in each of the corners. Now we can get the wheat down here. And I want to see what it's looking like from up top. Oh, not bad at all. This is looking like a nice little survival base. Now with all the hallways done and the center for the most part done, we can start to focus on the upper levels. I want to start by taking out these spruce fences that I had initially placed here, and I want to replace them with some lecterns. I brought a bunch with me. We got to start slapping these down. Much better for right now. And you know what? Now that I'm up here, I see a couple things I would like to add to the bottom. Let's get some moss blocks. Just gonna take a couple of these. I have some firefly bushes I'd like to get down here. We'll go boom, and this is a good way of telling when it's night or not. Also, there's a few spots where I had to place some slabs in order to make this symmetrical, because sometimes the stairs just do not line up. So over the slabs, I'm gonna get some lily pads so we don't fall into them. We can just walk right over them. Also, I didn't know this, but you can place lily pads on stairs like this over the water, and they just disappear into the stairs. That's kind of nuts. A little wacky if you ask me. Let's get right back up to this upper level. I gotta finish putting in all of the bookshelves so these corners can feel completed. I'll add more decorative blocks in as soon as we start to frame the ceiling and the walls. I'm gonna get more of these oak logs out over the ceiling, and then we're gonna bring them up towards the center hole. We will merge these together, and I'm actually going to take out the ceiling one more layer, and I think it'd be fun to replace it with more blackstone. For lighting, we could go lantern in the center of the blackstone on each of the squares. You know, I think that could work. Or we could put lighting in front of these spruce stairs. We're gonna have to decide. For now, I think we can leave it on the blackstone. Creates a little bit more ambiance, but we'll get a chain and then a lantern in. That looks good. And the fence is looking a little bit too angled with the lecterns. I like how they look on the outside, but we should just get some trapdoors right on top of them. The blackstone looks great, but it'd probably look even better with some flowering azaleas up top. Started decorating the corners a little bit more. We're using some more chiseled bookshelves in between the regular bookshelves just to give it a little bit more color here and there. I've been trying to add more blocks like anvils. We have grindstones with us as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get some more candles down here. Fletching tables and looms also make for great decoration. These blocks are just fantastic looking. Oh man, you can hear the wandering trader going at it with some zombies. Oh gee, be careful everybody. The true color really comes from these candles though. This really makes the place shine. Also getting the plants in here, boom. I like the idea of having azalea flowers only up against the oak pillars. Moving in towards the center, we're gonna get some cactuses hanging. And since this is a survival base, might as well get a wall of blast furnaces and smokers. About time we get some red carpet in here to make the floor a little bit cozier, and it's going to match the lecterns on the walls. We're going to open the back of the blast furnace and smoker wall here. We're going to get one more right there. We're going to get some chests, and then this is actually just going to lead to the input system. We'll slap a stone cutter down and some smooth stone slabs up top. This next idea came from the community on the live streams. Thank you guys for joining, by the way, but I'm going to get an aquarium in here. We gotta make some water sources up here, so, oh man, I need to be able to climb under. Oh, and there's a cave. We should be careful. I'm gonna get under the blackstone here for the roof. Got one water bucket, and I'm probably gonna use about 5 to 6 fish per aquarium. Let's get this right here, boom, and I think we're good. Now we can break the floor and let the fish roam free. Okay, the fish escaped when I was trying to escape. Get back in here, dude. Might open this one right here, and let's get a couple more just in the corner. I need to get some coral in here as well. I didn't bring any blue coral with me because there's a lot of lapis on the walls, so I figured let's just get every other type of coral down, plus a little bit of resin. A little bit of bone meal here and there. Gotta get some grass up in here with a little bit of the coral fans on the wall too. That's gonna make it look nice. Get some sea pickles down. Okay, perfect. Then we can close the wall. My carpets have been destroyed. Gotta repair these. Now that's not looking too bad at all. This is pretty cozy. We're gonna be here dropping a lot of items off in the future, and I figured I might have some random items with me that I'm gonna have to turn into compost. So let's get a small compost maker here. We're just gonna have it move straight down into the corner. All you need is 2 hoppers, 1 composter, 2 chests, and you got yourself a bone mealer. Alright, this place is not looking too bad right now. We have the aquariums in the corners. We have all of the assorted items that we would want in our survival base. I did save one of the center locations for a special item. I'm going to get the nether portal built in here as well. Get some mud brick slabs down. There we go. Now we have an easy way to get up. Let's go ahead and get this thing lit. I need to probably get the chest plate on. Let's get the hot boots on, and let's drink a fire res so that we don't get attacked. Taking all the precautions before we see what's on the other side. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. Oh, whoa, no way. We are right next to our highway here. Okay, that was super convenient. Honestly, I figured we'd be much farther away, but you know, we are much closer than I thought. I believe we've finished this top level here. I want to move up into the center a little bit more, but I'm going to take one lap. I always end up forgetting multiple things, and I end up having to come back to it later, but I think we're good right now. Next step, I wanted to get rid of all of the stone and dirt right here. Get some glowstone in between all of the oak logs. Let's get all these covered up with oak trapdoors. Then to cover up the corner blocks, we'll get some more cactuses hung up. Then we continue upward. We just need to use more logs to connect the center. I decided let's get some deep slate in. I've been using a lot of black stone, but towards the center, I'd like to get more deep slate up here. But maybe lining up some of the oak with the polished deep slate. Yeah, that'd be cool too. Then we're gonna get even more hanging cactus. Before I start working up there, it's been nighttime for a while. I know there's a creeper around the corner. I need to sleep, but I'm also just realizing that I do not have any beds down here. I'm trying to keep it symmetrical, so I'm getting a bed on every hallway. And it's time to sleep. We are getting no phantoms out here, no creepers, no nothing. Back up to chilling with Marshmallow and Boo. I'm gonna get the oak logs up here just to make a small gate going down, and then we're gonna line this up one more time. We're gonna have to start farming some more oak wood. I used so much in this build. We're gonna do a nice humble entrance right now using some azalea leaves, and we'll get some oak trap doors on top of them. I'm not focusing too much out here because it's kind of nicer when it's a hidden entrance almost. We're making it almost blend into the natural landscape. But this beacon right here does not blend in with the natural landscape. We're gonna get rid of the beacon. We don't need the haste anymore. Well, at least for now, it's gonna be a natural opening. We could put a building over it eventually. In fact, you know what? We could make an entire video out of that. And popping down below, let's get some blackstone into the pale oak fence into the end rods. Then popping down a little bit further, we're going to get some spruce trapdoors to cover up the oak wood just a bit. Gotta get more lanterns, because in my rulebook, you can never have too many lanterns. It's just always making the build look better. Now down with the scaffolding, we gotta get all of this out of the way so we can take a step back and see what we just made. While we're picking this up, it might be a good idea to get some oak trapdoors over the sea lanterns. It's just a little bit too bright down here. Beautiful. That adds a lot more character down here as well. Let's put a couple of our items back. And you know what? Actually, we do not have any more oak logs. So if we put 10 oak logs in the input system, we should be able to go back down there and see it in the chest. This right here is going to be the first test to see if the automatic sorting system works, but let's just wait for a moment. It should take a couple seconds. And there it is. Okay, so we got this thing working. Let's go. Something I wanted to do to the middle real quick was get a small beacon in the center of the build. Put this right in the center. Okay, perfect. Now we'll be able to see this thing from miles away. I'm lighting up the glowberries in the corners just to give this a little bit more light. I'm trying to think of different ways to decorate the spruce pillars. So the next thing I'm gonna do is get one of the deco pots down. We'll get a birch fence and an end rod into that, and on each side we'll get an azalea bush, and okay, that looks nice. The sun beaming through right now is perfect. This place is looking awesome. I think I've gotten everything decorated that I want to so far, so maybe we can start moving a lot of the stone, cobblestone, and all these other blocks into the auto sorting system. I'm just gonna break everything here and move it all in at once. Now for those pesky buttons, I have small barrels under each of the wood types, and I'm going to actually move all of the buttons right below, just for a little bit of convenience. I even moved barrels under the netherwood types, and the only two stones I believe are blackstone and just regular stone that make the buttons. I'm also moving the pressure plates in this barrel as well. I don't really use pressure plates that often, so might as well just throw them in. We have put a lot of work in here, made a lot of progress. The first floor looks good. The second floor looks fantastic. The input system, the nether portal, the aquariums. Man, I am just loving all of this. I believe this is the coziest storage room that I've ever made. Now, like I said I was going to do, I need to make a small home for the allays back where the old storage used to be. And looking back on this, yeah, I cleared out a bunch of trees to be able to... My elytra just broke mid-air. I didn't even realize I had been flying around that much. That was scary. Okay, I'm glad. I just completely went silent. I was like, what's happening? You ever just so confused you just become mute? Because I believe that's what just happened to me. That was startling. I'm gonna get some coal to be able to mend this up a little bit. Luckily, we had some back here to mine. But what I was about to say is I left some trees open for a little bit of space to make a build in the future if we want to. On the way home, I'm taking a quick pit stop at Cobblecrest because I know there's way too many iron golems that have been spawning, so you guys gotta go. We got 2 of them, 3 of them, 4, 5, 6 of them on fire. We can get maybe 7, 8. This is dangerous. We got like 10 of them on fire right now. Guess I'll take the free iron and poppies, and chicken egg, be gone. Let's get the other iron golems on the other side. We have way too many over here as well. Sorry guys, but it's time to burn. Somehow these guys got over the wall, and they tried to make their way towards my house and just ended up getting stuck. These guys are everywhere. That definitely did something to the frames per second. Now we are back in the storage room, and like I said, I'm gonna get a little bit of an area made for the allays. So let's take down this huge wall of cherry logs that we made. A lot of this is gonna back right up into the storage for all of the foliage, but that's okay. The floor is going to get repaired with some chiseled bookshelves, and I'm actually going to replace the wall with the cherry logs right in front so it's flush with the spruce pillars. There's just kind of a harsh change in color right here, so I'm going to get some trap doors in here to fix that. And we don't really have any pale oak down in the main storage room, or what used to be the storage room, so it's about time we get some of that down here. We might keep some storage down here, so let's get some barrels above, and we can figure out what we want to decorate slowly over time. It doesn't have to be done right now. This is a lot right now. We've taken all the storage out, moved so many items, done so much decorating. Let's use some of these new sea lantern blocks on the new exhibit that we're about to make. Slap some deep slate bricks in the back. Gotta throw the glass in so they don't escape, and leave a small door for myself. Alright, now you guys are coming with me. You no longer have to be tied to a lead. You can just go in this small little cage here where I can look at you every time I pass by. Almost got him. Come on, get in. Okay, finally. These guys are a little stubborn sometimes. Hopefully they don't run out when I'm running out. Hold on. As we start to take more stuff out, like these skulk sensors and copper blocks when we make a copper storage, we can make another exhibit on the other side. Let me know what you guys want to see down here. I was thinking possibly the Arctic foxes at the iron farm. They could be moved here until we get a nice custom biome or an igloo made for them. And there you have it. The auto sorting system is completely done. The entrance is so cozy, and then getting down to the second level, this is even cozier. We could even call this another starter base. This is everything you would need for survival. We got storage up top. We can even brew potions down there. We have wheat to make food. Infinite water sources, and all of the blocks we could ever want are stored in each of the hallways. And this is expandable as well. We can make any hallway longer if we want to. And we got this done right before we hit day 6,000. I cannot believe we hit day 6,000 already. My goal is to hit 10,000 days. I have never hit 10,000 days in any hardcore world of mine. But this world feels like we are well on our way. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves. Do something nice for somebody if you can. I'm about to release the 6,000 day milestone video. Thank you so much for watching. Also, thanks for watching the new one block series that I've been recording. I appreciate you guys. All right, well, that's going to do it today, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.